I'm Brad Blanchard, proud principal of BFA. To me, this is a really good night. So this is one of the biggest nights in at least a couple of years for me, and for these kids must be much bigger. So it's been almost exactly 2 years since there's been any live audience performance, and that's a rather thought, but we're back at it. And so for me, this signifies everything that should be doing, which is taking care of kids with a high skill set, putting them in front of an audience, and really letting them kind of have at it. So as a lover of live music, one of the things I did when things opened up was just buy a whole bunch of concert tickets, probably more than I could see. So for me, this is what I love. This is what I love to hear, and I feel very fortunate to be here today for you to be able to witness this. So I don't think this can be overly stated. This is important to kicking us off to the winner. So enough from me. I'm just going to enjoy tonight, enjoy the music, and I'm going to turn it over to those much more people.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, Brett. Yeah, it has been, I Googled it, and it's been 690 days since our last concert, so that puts it in perspective. The last time we were in here was the holiday show in 2019, so we're really psyched to be back, and thank you for your support. And I just cannot say how incredibly impressed I am with all of these individuals here for sticking with music and during a very difficult time. Something that we could not, something that we love to do that we haven't been able to do in a regular way because of the pandemic. And so we're really excited to be presenting this for you tonight and totally ready to do it. And we're going to kick it off with the jazz band. And if anybody has seen the show The Queen's Gambit on Netflix, I don't know if anybody's seen that, but there's some really great music. And one of the scenes, I heard it and I said, it's got to be Quincy Jones' band playing that, and sure enough it was, and I looked it up and it's this tune. So I got sort of inspired from this by that particular TV show. So without any further ado, this is Coming Home Baby. It's going to feature Nicholas Farinaccio on tenor saxophone and Will Austin on piano for soloists. so much fun playing with these guys. We're going to continue on with a tune that was a funk tune in the 70s that's just such a catchy number. And again, it features on drums, it features Jack Spar, tenor saxophone, it features Nick Farinaccio. Again, it's called Pick Up the Pieces. experience. Like, okay, hold on a second. I've had to change the whole pace of my rehearsal. Usually it's like, okay, everybody measure 21, let's go. And you know, they're ready to go. And now they're like, okay, hold on, especially like putting the flute in through the side of the mask and everything. We've gotten used to it. I've slowed my pace down a little bit. This is band one. I'm really proud of this group. They have been so much fun. Who would have ever thought that working with a room full of freshmen and sophomores at the end of the day, last period, would be as much fun as it is? These guys are amazing. They are just a picture of like just a mature, wonderful band to work with. I love working with them. And I think you're going to hear the fruits of our labor. The first piece we're going to play is called Celtic Air and Dance. It's in 2 movements. And so there's one little spot where you might want to, at the end of the slow part, where you might want to applaud, but just hold on because they kind of go seamlessly together. So Celtic Air and Dance. This is a little bit bigger space than the band room. In case, that's probably an obvious statement to make. Everybody's spreading out a little more. We're going to combine them all in here. We have one more tune to do for you. This is for band one. It's a tune called Beyond the Seven Hills, and it's a really fun piece. I did it not that many years ago with a band one. I think maybe this year's juniors or seniors. And what's cool about it is it has a really dramatic feel to it. And it sounds like a soundtrack for a movie, although it's not a movie that goes along with it, certainly that I'm aware of, but it just has a really, it evokes a lot of really cool sounds, so I hope you enjoy it.
BFA, I want to thank you for all coming to tonight's concert. As Mr. Bushy said, very excited to be here, to be back in front of a live audience. Even though we've done some pretty neat virtual things musically, there's nothing like making music live for a live audience. So thank you. And thank you for allowing us to work with your children tonight. It's really, really been a great year so far. So looking forward to singing for you tonight and hearing what we've been doing this semester. This is our chamber singer group. It's an after-school group. Fantastic group of students who come. Some can take chorus, some can't, and really proud of their efforts. We're just going to do a quick warm-up because we haven't been in the gym yet to give the space and tune up the mics. So we're just going to do a quick warm-up and just make sure that the levels are right, and then we'll do our 2 numbers for you. That's great. That sounds good. Okay, so our first tune we're going to do is we'll say Abba. So this is a Zambian folk song, and I have a translation. I just want to do this. It's a Zambian, but it's based on Bible, and it's a verse from John. It says, "All those who have received Him have the right to be called children of God." And then the actual translation is, "All who accept His authority are His children, are His children, are His children, in the power of God." So that's what we're singing about in the words, the Zambian words language. Very beautiful. It's a fun tune to sing. It's a cappella, and there's a lot happening here. So if I miss a cue, if they miss a cue, we're sunk. So just want you to know. But it's going to be great. So our final song for Chamber Singers is Scarborough Fair. I think we've probably all heard this. This is a wonderful, wonderful arranger. I found this earlier this year. It's Matthew Brown arranger. He's a composer arranger out of Los Angeles. And he's sort of new on the scene, doing some amazing, amazing arrangements. Just some really lush harmonies and a wonderful piano part played by my former music teacher and probably some of your former music teacher, right? You probably had Melissa Yule. as our accompanist. It's her 5th year with us, and we're excited to have her back and play for us every day.
This next tune is a little ditty out of a movie that Henry Mancini scored, and I've seen the name for years, and I never really dug into it until this year. I said, let me check out this piece. It's called Baby Elephant Walk. And in case you don't know the name Henry Mancini, there is a piece that I think you probably all know that he wrote, and that is the theme to the Pink Panther cartoon in the movies. Pretty much that's Stoner Universal. So this is the same guy, and it's a really just a little light-hearted tune. And if you ever watch the movie, it's called Hatari, and John Wayne is in it. And like, it's just like these baby elephants just kind of walking and taking a bath. It's very cute. And this is just a little thing played on like a little 1960s kind of organ, kind of like lounge music, but it's really cute. And this is an arrangement of that tune, so hope you enjoy it. This is band 2. This group, band 1 I end the day with, this is how I start the day. I'm the luckiest guy in this whole building. I start bookend the day with music, and like I get to watch teenagers wake up. And then at the end of the day, I get to watch them just sort of release and really like just kind of settle into the day. So it's fantastic. I am a lucky guy. So here we are, band 2. By the band Weather Report, and Weather Report's famous for a lot of reasons. They had a lot of fantastic musicians, Wayne Shorter, Joe Zawinul, but my favorite, I think, in that group and the most colorful was the bassist, Jaco Pastorius, who had a very short life but a really amazing career, and was kind of played fretless bass. It was famous because, or the sort of legend went that he liked to eat fried chicken before he played, and then all the grease from the fried chicken, like play up and down his bass to make him play faster. Just really super gross, but an interesting story anyhow. And I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm gonna go with it. So this is the tune. It's kind of like, was definitely their biggest hit because it was the most pop, sort of pop rock of all the tunes that they did, but it's maybe something that's familiar. Berlin.
All right, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but do syllables. Don't read them first. Okay? I'll just do syllables. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if that's all. All right, we'll do it again. Again? Okay, here we go. And.
That's good. It's pretty hard, you know. Easy to do now. I can do the numbers. I can't do solfege. Okay, so we're going to start off this BFA course. This is a combination of two classes, course 1 and course 2. We'd like you to rise for our national anthem. Get a stretch.
CC translation.
Sure. Yep. So our next song we're going to do is called Banaha. We just refer to it as CC between the students in the chorus. And it's a Congolese tune. It's very simple. It's actually, the words are a bunch of nonsense, but it's really about the harmonies. And I'll do the translation. It's called, "At the foot of the pineapple tree, Yaku ladles a banana into his aunt's red hat." And just a little pun here is that in the Congo there are no banana trees. So pineapple trees. Yeah, pineapple. Yeah. Pineapple trees, banana hat, right? All right. So this piece right here is going to have a couple extras. We have Keisha Hayes on the shakery drum, and Melissa's on percussion, and I'm going to play piano. quite an ending, so thank you. Never done that in 22 years on stage, so great job. We're going to move along. Are we good on the mics? I want to thank Nick Podcat for stepping in, student conducting. Students I want to recognize, and one of them, they're all out here. So stand next to them. Okay, I've had 3 seniors who have been really exceptional this year. Like, they just go and do things, and like, this semester, can I do this, or can we do this? And they're Emily Parent, Pilot Delorier, we're doing a solo coming up next, and Nick Podcast. Just want to point out some extra leadership. Emily Parent. Okay, so moving on, we're going to do a tune called Louisiana 1927. It features Emily Parent and Paulette Delorier. I'm going to hand the microphone over to them. Fantastic voices, seniors, and I'm really happy we get to hear their voices in solo today. Piece is a really interesting piece. It's by Randy Newman, and it's about the floods in 27 and a depiction of that. And obviously in 1927 there were a lot of floods in Vermont too. But it really talks about a social scene of culture, losing culture, and being washed away. So there's a lot going on in this tune. And I really like you to invite you to listen to it, hear how the chorus expresses themselves, the song, the theme, the solos, everything that's going on.
What has happened down here? Because the winds have changed. Clouds roll in from the north and it starts to rain.
Rained real hard and it rained for a real long time. 6 feet of water in the streets of Evangeline.
River rose all day, the river rose all night. Some people got lost in the flood.
Some people got away all right.
River has busted through, clear down to black and mine. 6 feet of water in the streets of Evangeline. Louisiana, Louisiana, they're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away. Louisiana, Louisiana, they're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away. President Coolidge come down in a railroad train with a little fat man with a notepad in his hand.
President say, little fat man, isn't it a shame? The river has done to this poor farmer's land.
Louisiana, Louisiana, they're trying to wash us away. They're trying to wash us away. Louisiana, Louisiana, they're trying to wash
So this brings us to our final song for this evening for BFA Chorus. Although, if someone yelled out encore after this piece, we'd probably do another one. Hint, hint.
We're not kidding.
So we'll wait for that. Ring the Bells, Bob Dylan tune. It's an old protest song. Really nice arrangement by Greg Gilpin. Again, thank you for coming out and supporting BFA music. And again, it's a pleasure to perform for you tonight.
Ring them bells, ye heathen, from the city that dreams. Ring them bells from the sanctuaries, across the valleys and streams. For they're deep and they're wide, and the world's on its side. And time is running backward, and so is the pride.
Ring them bells, St. Peter, will your winds blow. Ring them bells when the night ends, so the people will know. For it's rush hour now, on the wheel and the plow, and the sun is going down upon the sacred cow. Ring them
Bells for the blind and the deaf. Ring them bells for all of us who are left. Ring them bells for the chosen few, who will judge the many when the game is through. Ring them bells for the time that flies, the child that cries in our innocence lies. Ring them bells, sweet Martha, for the poor man's son. Ring them bells, so the world will know that God is one. For the shepherd's asleep,
where the willows weep.
and the mountains are filled with lush sheep. Ring them bells for the blind and the deaf. Ring them bells for all of us who are left. Ring them bells for the chosen few, who will judge the many when the game is through. Ring them bells for the time that flies, for the child that cries in our innocence eyes.
Ring them bells, St. Catherine, from the top of the room. Ring them bells for the fortress, for the lilies that bloom.
For the lines are long,
And the fighting is strong.
and they're breaking down the distance between right and wrong. They're breaking down the distance between right and wrong.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So just quickly, we're going to do a tune called Valdes Knock. It's a German. Anyone speak German here? Any German speakers? Oh, a little bit. So it's still a work in progress, or at least the language. So we didn't think it was quite concert ready, but we want to do it because the more experience we have, it's just the better we'll do. So Valdes Knock by Brahms. It's a piece about being out. It's a romantic piece. So 1820s, 1950s for music and art, and it's about being out in the wilderness, going out for a walk in a cool evening night in the forest, and Brahms is painting this picture of romanticism through this piece of music. So here we go, Valdes Knock.
Valdes Nacht, gewöhnt der Kühler, die
First of all, this is band 3. This is the very middle of my day, and their day too. Is around the lunch block, and it's just a fantastic group to work with. And any of them stay and eat lunch in the band room too. It's just it's a really great group of students that are just really happy to be making music together. We have a lot of juniors and seniors in this group, so I've known them for quite some time, and we've been through some crazy stuff. Google Meet, Zoom, and all kinds of things, and they've stuck with it, and I'm so proud of them. The first piece we're playing is called Primal Dances by Brian Malmages, and I always think of like those classic like sort of King Kong movies and music that would go along with that. I think this is a perfect example of like that kind of thing. It's so cool. It has a lot of different parts to it, a lot of percussion, a lot of kind of dissonant notes that are kind of flash, but that really create this rhythmic drive and paint this really interesting picture. So I hope you enjoy it. next selection is Dave's Ex Machina, which is a term, like a theater term, sort of like the god of the machine, kind of like the savior of some of these old plays. And this is Randall Stanford. Is a really he's a young and exciting composer who produces all this really cool music. And what's cool about this piece is it uses a lot of electronic sounds and drum set percussion, and it has this just really cool drive to it. And we've been having a super fun time working on it, so I hope you enjoy it too. This is the last piece for band 3, and then we're going to combine all the ensembles together at the end. So hope you enjoy it very much. everybody together. And while we're doing that, Mr. Blanchard has a few things he'd like to say. You have a minute to say it. Sure.
I just wanted to thank everyone for providing such a great audience. These performers really deserve it tonight. So I can give them a big round of applause as they set up the whole And I'd also like to give public acknowledgement to two of the finer educators who I've had the privilege to work with. For the past 20 months, BFA has kept music alive thanks to these two gentlemen. Their creativity and passion has been a real pleasure to be around, and when those schools are able to perform, they've kept up the music to BFA. So, Mr. Armand Messier, Mr. Eric Boshi, thank you very much. Still set up. This is kind of like my classroom where you still have 5 more minutes. The Wilson's last piece is by John Phillips. And while I have no musical talent, I'm interested in music. And my understanding is it particularly difficult piece to play this march. It's often done by the U.S. Marching Band, and you might recognize the presidential inaugurations. So the Thunderer it's a piece that's often played by our U.S. military marching bands, and tonight's very interesting for taking on this particularly difficult march. I will turn it back over to Mr. Bushy as he organizes this. Thank you again for coming tonight. It means a lot.
I want to acknowledge that this does not look particularly organized right yet. So this is our piece that we were going to be marching to this year, and we're going to start it off with our drum cadence. This is getting ready for a week from today, which is Veterans Day, and I would like to very much thank all the veterans in the audience for your service. And we are, one of the things that I missed, I think most of all last year, was not being able to honor the veterans in Memorial Day and Veteran Day. I think it's one of the most important things we do at BFA, and I've been doing this, you know, this has been my 26th year here. I've just met so many great men and women at that event, and it's just it's a highlight for me. So I'm really glad we're going to be able to get back to that next week. And to prepare for that, here we are. And it's going to be a big sound. And all right, everybody ready? Thank you so much, everybody. And I want to echo Armand Messier's sentiments in saying that thank you for trusting us with your children and sending them back to school and coming out tonight. It's a pleasure to work with them. And I'd have to say that last year probably, you know, not to put too fine a point on it, it was probably my worst year of teaching ever just because of the craziness of what happens. And it's preceded here, or followed by what I'd have to say is one of my best years ever teaching, just because these folks want to be in the classroom and they realize what they missed and they are just taking full advantage of it. It's just a powerful thing to have, to go from one year to the next. And I'm so glad to do that. So thank you especially. And so have a great night, everybody. And I told them they did play so well today, they're going to give them tomorrow off. Just so you know, I did that. And but not unless they don't help me put everything away. Otherwise, they have to be here first thing in the morning. So, okay. Guys ready? Okay. Y'all see me okay? Y'all see me a bit? All right. So, 1, 2, 3, and.